When was the last time you looked in the mirror and saw someone you barely recognized? The lines on your face might not bother you, but the way your shoulders have slumped, the weakness in your arms when you reach for something high, the heaviness in your legs when you try to climb stairs, that's what can quietly break your spirit. But what if I told you that there's a small, gentle habit done each morning in Japanese homes that helps people in their 70s, 80s, even 90s keep their strength, their energy, and their independence? In today's video, we're going to explore a beautiful, calming morning tradition from Japan that helps rebuild muscle naturally after 60, without pills, without supplements. Just food, wisdom, and care. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching this from, and what time is it for you right now? Please let me know in the comments below. I truly look forward to reading them. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. Why does muscle loss happen so quickly after 60? Have you noticed that things feel harder than they used to? Carrying groceries, getting up from the couch, walking up a gentle hill. Sometimes it's not pain that slows us down, but the quiet weakness we can't explain. You're not alone. This change has a name: sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, and it begins earlier than most people expect. Studies show that we start losing muscle as early as our 30s, and the decline speeds up after 60. By the time we're in our 70s, we may have lost over 30% of our muscle mass without realizing it. But here's what's important. This isn't your fault. It's not laziness or bad luck. It's biology, and there's a very good reason behind it. Your muscles are still willing, but they need a new kind of support. As we age, our muscles stop responding to food the same way they used to. You might eat the same meals you always have, but your body no longer turns that food into muscle as efficiently. This is called anabolic resistance, a fancy term that simply means your body is slower to rebuild what it loses. Think of your muscles like a garden. When you were younger, a little water and sunlight was all it took. But now, that soil needs more care, more nutrients, more intention. At the same time, hormones like testosterone and growth hormone begin to drop. These natural chemicals help build and maintain muscle, but after 60, their levels decline steadily. Without them, even everyday activity isn't enough to hold on to what you've got. Inflammation adds to the challenge. As we age, low-level inflammation becomes more common, and it interferes with muscle repair. It's like trying to build a house while someone is constantly moving your tools. All of this makes one thing very clear. To keep your strength, you need to be proactive. You need to give your body the support it's quietly asking for. A familiar story. Mr. Raymond was once a proud, sturdy man. A retired firefighter, he spent his days walking, gardening, fixing things around the house. But after turning 68, he noticed his arms felt weaker, and he started avoiding stairs. "I just thought I was tired," he told his daughter. But tired turned into slower. Slower turned into cautious. Eventually, cautious turned into dependent. Raymond's story is not unique. It's happening quietly in households across the country. But it doesn't have to end that way. Why this matters: losing muscle doesn't just change your shape, it changes your life. It affects how you walk, how you stand, how you sleep. It even affects your mood and memory. Muscle is your body's engine. It supports your joints, fuels your metabolism, protects your bones. And when it starts to fade, everything else feels just a little harder. But here's the truth that gives hope. Muscle can be rebuilt at any age, even in your 70s or 80s. And one of the most effective tools, the very first meal you eat each day. In Japan, people in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s maintain astonishing levels of strength and mobility. One key reason? Their breakfast isn't just a habit, it's a healing ritual. And it's full of quiet wisdom that supports the aging body in the most natural way. Let's take a closer look at what the Japanese do differently and how you can start right from your own kitchen. The Japanese breakfast habit. A smart, protein-rich start to the day. There's something beautifully intentional about a traditional Japanese breakfast. It's not rushed. It's not grabbed from a box or eaten while scrolling through a phone. It's quiet, balanced, nourishing. At its heart lies a powerful idea, shushokuiku, a Japanese word that means food education. In Japan, children learn early on that what we eat and how we eat shapes not just our health, but our mind, emotions, and longevity. This belief doesn't fade with age. In fact, it deepens. For older adults in Japan, breakfast isn't just fuel, it's a foundation. Why breakfast matters more. After 60 as we age, our body's ability to build muscle slows, and overnight, while we sleep, we go hours without food. That means by morning, our muscles are essentially hungry, ready for nourishment. The first meal of the day becomes a key opportunity to stop muscle breakdown and support growth. In Japan, people take this seriously, whether consciously or through tradition. Instead of skipping breakfast or relying on toast and coffee, they begin the day with protein, and lots of it. What's on a traditional Japanese breakfast table? A typical meal might include grilled fish, full of protein and healthy fats, steamed rice, a clean source of energy, miso soup, made from fermented soy, rich in probiotics and plant-based protein natto, fermented soybeans, a muscle-supporting superfood we'll explore more in the next section. A lightly cooked egg, often soft-boiled or served raw over hot rice, pickled vegetables to aid digestion and balance the meal, green tea or warm water to gently awaken the body. Notice how balanced this is. Protein, fiber, probiotics, and just enough carbohydrates to energize the day. The science behind the simplicity studies have shown that even distribution of protein throughout the day helps older adults maintain and build muscle more effectively. That means having a protein-rich breakfast is more beneficial than saving all your protein for dinner. And because of anabolic resistance, people over 60 may need more protein per meal than younger adults, about 25 to 30 grams to stimulate muscle growth. The Japanese breakfast often hits this target naturally, without shakes or supplements. Even more, fermented foods like miso and natto don't just support muscle, they also nourish the gut, reduce inflammation, and improve nutrient absorption. It's a kind of gentle healing, built right into every bite. More than food. It's a mindset beyond the ingredients. There's something else that sets the Japanese breakfast apart, the way it's eaten. Meals are taken slowly with gratitude. The phrase, itadakimasu, said before eating, means I humbly receive. It's a reminder to be present with your food. No rushing, no multitasking, just a moment of quiet, comfort, and nourishment. That peace, the slowness, helps the body digest, absorb, and even heal more effectively. And for older adults who feel like their body is slipping away, this small, simple habit of sitting down to a warm, thoughtful meal can become a quiet revolution. The morning superfood, natto, and how it rebuilds muscle naturally. At first glance, Natto might not look like a miracle food. It's sticky, a bit smelly, stringy when stirred. And yet, in Japan, this humble dish has been eaten for over 1,000 years, especially in the morning, and science is only now beginning to understand why. For people over 60 who want to rebuild strength, improve balance, and stay independent, natto may be one of the most powerful foods on the planet. What is natto, really? Natto is made from soybeans that have been fermented with a beneficial bacteria called Bacillus subtilis. It's traditionally served cold over hot rice, often topped with green onions, mustard, or a raw egg yolk. The flavor is earthy, the texture is sticky and soft, and the nutritional value is astonishing. Why natto is a muscle-building powerhouse? Here's what makes natto so extraordinary for aging bodies. Rich in complete plant-based protein. Just one serving of natto provides about 18-20 grams of protein, enough to activate muscle repair in older adults. High in vitamin K2. This rare vitamin helps move calcium into bones and out of arteries, improving both bone strength and heart health. Vitamin K2 is almost non-existent in Western diets, but it's abundant in natto, contains nattokinase. This enzyme improves blood flow, which supports muscle recovery and cardiovascular function. Fermented and probiotic rich. This improves digestion and helps the body absorb nutrients more efficiently, something that becomes more important with age. In short, it's not just food, it's medicine made from tradition. A morning ritual that keeps elders strong. In the town of Nara, I once met a 92-year-old man named Koji. Every morning, Koji would rise with the sun, open the windows of his small wooden home, and gently stretch before breakfast. Then, with two steady hands, he'd prepare his usual meal: hot rice, miso soup, grilled fish, and a small bowl of natto stirred exactly 50 times, just the way my mother taught me, he said with a smile. Koji still walked to the market each week, still gardened, still laughed with his neighbors in the courtyard. He believed it was because of his breakfast, but I think it was also because of the care he put into it. His natto wasn't just a dish, it was a thread connecting him to his health, his memories, and his strength. Can you eat natto in the US? Absolutely. Today, natto is available in most Asian supermarkets, health food stores, and even online. Look for brands that are organic, non-GMO, and fermented with traditional methods. The taste can take time to get used to, but there are gentle ways to ease into it. Mix natto with warm rice and a soft-boiled egg. Add a touch of low-sodium soy sauce and green onions. Serve alongside miso soup to balance the flavors. Even in eating it 2 or 3 times per week can have benefits. And if natto isn't for you, don't worry. There are alternatives we'll explore next. Because the real power of Japanese breakfast isn't in one food alone. It's in the whole picture: balance, variety, and a deep respect for what your body truly needs. Not a fan of natto? Here are other Japanese morning foods that help build muscle. Let's be honest, natto isn't for everyone. Its strong smell and sticky texture can be challenging at first, especially if you didn't grow up with it. But that's the beautiful thing about Japanese food culture. It offers variety, balance, and gentle options for every taste. If you want the muscle-supporting benefits of a traditional Japanese breakfast, but prefer something a little more familiar or mild, here are some beautiful, nourishing alternatives that older Japanese adults enjoy every day, each one supporting strength, digestion, and energy. 1. Miso soup with silken tofu. Warm, comforting, easy to digest. Miso soup is made from fermented soybean paste, creating a savory broth rich in probiotics and umami flavor. When paired with silken tofu, it becomes a light yet protein-rich way to start the day. Tofu is especially helpful for older adults because it's easy to chew and gentle on the stomach, yet still provides a good amount of complete plant protein, perfect for mornings when your appetite is low but your body needs nourishment. Add a few slices of wakame seaweed or green onions, and you have a meal that feels like a hug from the inside. 2. Grilled fish, especially mackerel or salmon. In Japanese breakfasts, grilled fish plays a central role, not heavy or greasy, but gently seasoned and perfectly cooked. Mackerel, saba, and salmon, sake, are two favorites. Both are high in omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation and support joint and heart health. More importantly, they are excellent sources of lean, complete protein. For people over 60, this kind of clean, high-quality protein is gold. It helps maintain muscle mass, supports the immune system, and keeps energy levels steady throughout the day. Grilled fish also pairs beautifully with rice and miso soup, forming a simple yet powerful trio for muscle support. 3. Soft-boiled eggs with seaweed. If you're looking for a more familiar breakfast item, eggs are perfect, and they're also beloved in Japan. A soft-boiled or poached egg served over warm rice, topped with shredded nori seaweed, is a quick and nourishing start to the morning. Eggs contain all 9 essential amino acids, along with vitamin D and B12, key nutrients for older adults trying to stay active and alert. The seaweed adds iodine and minerals that support thyroid and brain health. You can even add a drizzle of soy sauce or sesame oil for flavor, turning this into a dish that feels both healing and satisfying. 4. Pickled vegetables, tsukemono. While not high in protein, Japanese pickles, called tsukemono, play an important supporting role. They provide probiotics for gut health, stimulate digestion, and add a crisp, refreshing texture that makes protein-rich dishes more enjoyable. Good digestion means better nutrient absorption, which means your body can actually use the protein and vitamins you eat. A few slices of pickled daikon or cucumber alongside your main dish can go a long way. 5. Rice, the foundation of balance. White rice, brown rice, or mixed grain rice, zakokumai. All are staples of the Japanese table. While rice itself isn't high in protein, it provides steady energy and helps balance meals that include fish, tofu, or eggs. It's easy to chew, comforting, and deeply satisfying, especially when eaten warm in a quiet moment. And in Japanese tradition, rice is more than food. It's a symbol of care, family, and daily grounding. It's about the whole meal, not just one superfood. What makes the Japanese breakfast powerful isn't just one ingredient. It's the way everything works together. Protein, fiber, fermentation, healthy fats, antioxidants, all gently combined in a way that respects both the body and the spirit. So if natto isn't your thing, don't worry. You have so many other delicious, comforting options that can help you stay strong, steady, and independent. Eating the Japanese way. Why? How you eat matters after 60. In many parts of the world, breakfast is something to rush through. Toast in one hand, phone in the other. A quick bite before heading out the door. But in Japan, especially among the elderly, breakfast is treated with quiet reverence. It's not just about what's on the plate, it's about how you approach the meal. And that makes all the difference. Slow, present, and peaceful, the Japanese practice something quietly radical. They eat slowly. A typical breakfast is enjoyed while seated on a floor cushion or low chair. The television is off. The table is uncluttered. Each dish is placed with care. Chopsticks are held gently. Every bite is savored. It's not just about politeness. It's about presence. This calm, slow approach helps the body digest more easily, allows the brain to register fullness, and reduces stress, something that becomes increasingly important as we age. In fact, studies have shown that eating mindfully can improve digestion, reduce blood pressure, and even support healthy weight in older adults. Itadakimasu, a small word with big meaning before eating. Japanese people say itadakimasu. It translates loosely as I humbly receive, but it's much more than a phrase. It's a moment of gratitude for the food, for the people who prepared it, for the hands that grew it. This small ritual turns eating into a form of appreciation. And that emotion, gratitude, has been shown to positively affect mental health, digestion, and even immune function. What if we began each meal not with distraction, but with a breath, a thank you, a moment of stillness? No multitasking, just eating. In Japanese homes, especially among the older generation, eating is not mixed with scrolling through phones or answering emails. Meals are meals, moments of pause in the day, and that's not by accident, it's by design. When we multitask during meals, we eat faster, chew less, and often overeat. When we eat slowly and with attention, we digest better, enjoy more, and often feel fuller with less. This matters more than ever after 60, when digestion naturally slows and nutrient absorption becomes more delicate. Your body is listening. There's a quiet wisdom in understanding that how we eat tells the body something. Eating in a rush sends the message, I'm under stress. Eating with care and calm says, you're safe, you can rest, you can rebuild. For older adults struggling with fatigue, low appetite, or digestive issues, shifting the pace of eating can be as healing as shifting the ingredients. And here's something powerful. When the body is calm, it's better able to absorb protein, rebuild muscle, and support immunity, all things we deeply need as we age. The best time to eat breakfast, after 60, and what to avoid first thing in the morning. They say timing is everything, and when it comes to rebuilding strength after 60, that couldn't be more true. Many older adults wake up early, but wait too long to eat. Others skip breakfast entirely, thinking it's not important. But the hours after waking up are actually some of the most critical for your muscles, your energy, and your mood. The anabolic window. Why timing matters. After a full night of fasting, your body wakes up in a state of repair. Your muscles are hungry for nutrients. Your cells are ready to receive. This creates what scientists call an anabolic window, a short period where the body is primed to absorb protein and begin muscle rebuilding. For most people, this window is within 30 to 60 minutes after waking up. Eating a protein-rich breakfast during this time can maximize your body's ability to stop muscle loss and spark new growth, even in your 70s or 80s. In Japan, it's common to see elders starting their day early, with breakfast served quietly between 6:30 and 7:30 a.m., followed by a short walk or some gentle movement. What to avoid first thing in the morning? Many of us reach for a cup of coffee the moment we wake up, but here's something important. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach, especially without food, can spike cortisol, increase stomach acid, and worsen fatigue later in the day. Instead, begin your morning gently. Start with a glass of warm water or barley tea. mugicha, as is traditional in many Japanese homes. It wakes up the digestive system, hydrates your tissues, and prepares the body for food. Wait to drink coffee until after you've eaten something, even a few bites of miso soup or rice. This small shift can protect your gut, calm your nerves, and improve how your body uses energy throughout the day. One gentle movement after breakfast that activates muscles and aids digestion. After breakfast, most people head straight to the couch or back to bed. But in Japan, especially among the older generation, the day doesn't truly begin until one simple ritual is complete. It's called radio taiso, a gentle, rhythmic movement practice done across the country, often outdoors and often in community. The name comes from its origin, a morning exercise broadcast on Japanese radio stations since the 1920s. But don't let the word exercise scare you. Radio taiso isn't strenuous. It's a soft, flowing routine of stretches, arm swings, bends, and light movements, perfect for older bodies that need motion without strain. Why it works. Just 5 minutes of light movement after breakfast. Activates blood flow to muscles and joints. Aids digestion by gently massaging the abdominal area. Improves posture and balance over time. Signals to the body. I'm awake. I'm alive. Let's begin. It's also fun. In parks across Tokyo, Osaka, and Okinawa, you'll see elders, some in their 90s, moving together in quiet harmony. It's not about burning calories. It's about honoring the body with small, steady effort. You can follow along with Radio Taiso videos online, or simply do your own version. Raise your arms, circle your shoulders, take a few deep breaths, feel your feet on the floor. This gentle movement, paired with a nourishing breakfast, becomes a powerful daily habit. Growing older can feel like things are slipping away. Muscle, energy, even confidence. But here's the truth. Your body hasn't given up on you. It's simply asking for a different kind of care, a gentler rhythm, a little more attention, a little more nourishment. What you do each morning, how you eat, how you move, how you breathe, can quietly rebuild what time has tried to take. You don't need a gym. You don't need pills. Just a small bowl of warm food, a few mindful bites, a stretch, and a bit of sunlight. Start with one thing tomorrow. One Japanese breakfast, one peaceful moment, and let it build slowly into a life that feels strong, steady, and yours again. Because growing older isn't about losing strength. It's about discovering a wiser way to live. Thank you for being here with me. If this video touched you, I'd love to hear your story in the comments. And if you haven't already, subscribe. There's so much more we'll explore together.